Donald Trump slams so-called judge who blocked Muslim ban as U.S. Justice Department appeals ruling. U.S. District Judge James Robart lifted the travel ban, questioning the constitutionality of Trump's order. Furious Donald Trump has slammed the judge who lifted his controversial Muslim travel ban. The president took an unusual jab at an independent branch of the U.S. government as he vowed to bring back the restrictions. Trump's personal attack on U.S. District Judge James Robart went too far for some who said he was undermining an institution designed to check the power of the White House and Congress. As the ban lifted, refugees and thousands of travelers from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria and Yemen who had been stopped in their tracks last weekend by Trump's executive order scrambled to get flights to quickly enter the United States. The Justice Department on Saturday filed a formal notice that it intends to appeal the ruling made by Robart in Seattle late on Friday. The judge appointed by former Republican President George W. Bush questioned the constitutionality of Trump's order. The opinion of this so-called judge, which essentially takes law enforcement away from our country, is ridiculous and will be overturned. Trump ranted on Twitter on Saturday. Trump has said extreme vetting of refugees and immigrants is needed to prevent terrorist attacks. 8 hours later, Trump showed no signs of backing down when he tweeted, "What is our country coming to when a judge can halt a Homeland Security travel ban and anyone, even with bad intentions, can come into U.S." Trump's tweets criticizing the judge's decision could undermine the credibility of Justice Department attorneys as they seek to defend the executive order in Washington state and other courts, said Jonathan Turley, a law professor at George Washington University. He added that presidents are usually circumspect about commenting on government litigation. Turley said, "It's hard for the president to demand that courts respect his inherent authority when he is disrespecting the inherent authority of the judiciary. That certainly tends to poison the well for litigation. It is unusual for a president to attack a member of the judiciary, which the U.S. Constitution designates as a check to the power of the executive branch and Congress." Democratic Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland said Trump went too far by attacking the judge and the integrity of the judicial branch. "He is undermining the entire system of government, not only the decisions with which he disagrees," Cardin said. "Read the so-called Constitution," tweeted Representative Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. In an interview with ABC scheduled to air on Sunday, Vice President Mike Pence said he did not think that Trump's criticisms of the judge undermined the separation of powers. "I think the American people are very accustomed to this president speaking his mind and speaking very straight with them," Pence said, according to an excerpt of the interview. The court ruling was the first move in what could be months of legal challenges to Trump's push to clamp down on immigration. His order set off chaos last week at airports across the United States where travelers were stranded and thousands of people gathered to protest. Americans are divided over Trump's order. A Reuters, Ipsos poll this week showed 49% favored it while 41% did not. Wes Parker, a retiree from Long Beach, California, held a sign saying Trump is love at the Los Angeles International Airport, and said he supported the tighter measures. "We just have to support the travel pause," said Parker, 62. "If you were a new president coming in, wouldn't you want what you feel safe with?" Rights groups, Democrats and U.S. allies have condemned the travel ban as discriminatory. On Saturday, there were protests against the immigrant curb in Washington, New York, Los Angeles and other cities. At the White House, hundreds of protesters chanted, "Donald, Donald, can't you see? You're not welcome in D.C." The sudden reversal of the ban catapulted would-be immigrants back to airports, with uncertainty over how long the window to enter the United States will remain open. In Erbil, the capital of the Kurdish region of northern Iraq, Fuad Sharif and his family prepared to fly on Saturday to Istanbul and then New York before starting a new life in Nashville, Tennessee. "I am very happy that we are going to travel today. Finally, we made it," said Sharaf, who was stopped from boarding a New York-bound flight last week. The Department of Homeland Security said on Saturday it would return to its normal procedures for screening travelers, but that the Justice Department would file for an emergency stay of the order at the earliest possible time. Some travelers told Reuters they were cautious about the sudden change. "I will not say if I have hope or not. I wait, watch, and then I build my hopes," said Josephine Abu-Asaileh, 60, who was stopped from entering the United States after landing in Philadelphia last week with 5 members of her family. "We left the matter with the lawyers. When they tell us the decision has been cancelled, we will decide whether to go back or not," she told Reuters in Damascus, speaking by telephone. Virtually all refugees also were barred by Trump's order, upending the lives of thousands of people who have spent years seeking asylum in the United States. Friday night's court decision sent refugee advocacy and resettlement agencies scrambling to help people in the pipeline. Iraqi refugee Nizar al-Kasb, 52, told Reuters in Lebanon that his family had been due to travel to the United States for resettlement on January 31. The trip was cancelled 2 days before that, and he was now waiting for a phone call from UN officials overseeing their case. "It's in God's hands," he said.